College football opens this weekend. Two big games. Two big games. You got Tulane, who's ranked 23rd, I believe. You got LSU, who's ranked 5, I believe. Both of them taking on rather big opponents, I guess you would say. A tough test out of the gates for both of them. You want to start with one of those games? You got any thoughts?
We should probably start with the Battle of Mardi Gras game.
I was gonna get to that.
Mardi Gras game.
We might as well just uncover it, peel it back. For anybody that doesn't know out there, Southern Alabama, South Alabama, whatever. They're based out of Mobile. That's who Tulane plays. They did a hype video for the first game, right? They released their uniforms, and on the back of it, it says "Home of Mardi Gras." And then the whole video they put out was like basically just saying, "Hey, like we're the home of Mardi Gras. We're gonna beat Tulane." Anyways, what are the thoughts there?
They're really just setting themselves up to get trolled pretty bad.
Yeah.
Here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you don't win this game, it's gonna be. They must not be familiar with New Orleans Twitter and how petty we could be.
I think marketing-wise, social media-wise, thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get a lot of eyes. You're going to get not even just Tulane fans. I think it's good for Tulane, too. Not even just Tulane fans, but like New Orleanians who see that, they'll support Tulane now. They're going to be like, hell no, what are you talking about? Like, they're going to be all in on it. So it's going to bring more eyes to the game. I was thinking of it earlier, like it's almost like a UFC/WWE style promotion. They're like, hey, what can we do to get more eyes on this game? How do we draw in New Orleans? That's what it is. You got it.
Yeah. You ever been to an Alabama Mardi Gras?
I have not. Have you?
Yeah. My mom lives in Mobile.
Tell me about it.
I mean,
I have questions.
It's the complete opposite. I had my sister or somebody dropped a little stuffed animal or whatever, and I tried to go around the barricade to go get it, and those police flocked and were like, "Get your ass back!" Hold up, buddy. I'm not used to this. Like, we don't even have barricades. I don't know what the issue is here.
There's barricades for like one stretch. And that's it.
Yeah. So it's like, you can't take drinks out there. We had to finish our drinks at the restaurant, go downstairs.
What the fudge?
The one that I went to was just like in their little downtown area that is, oddly enough, themed after New Orleans.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. I think there's actually similar street names.
Yeah,
if I remember.
I remember the first time. So, Mobile to me, all I know of Mobile is, first of all, it's a pain in the ass to get off at the exit and find anything because the street. I can't even navigate. I feel silly when I get off. The town feels fake. It feels like a replica of downtown New Orleans.
Yeah.
It's clean.
Yeah,
I'll give them that. But it also looks like a ghost town because I never see anybody walking around. Like I don't know where people actually live there, so I don't know how people experience Mardi Gras there. I don't know. It feels fake. That's all I'm going to say.
I agree. That's probably the best summation I could have come up with. Is exactly what you just said. I love Mobile, like at least where my mom lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. She's like out in the country, and then she's like 10 minutes away from everything, so you get like the best of both worlds out there. But yeah, the Mardi Gras thing. So it's weird for me to say because like I don't love Mardi Gras to begin with, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna Mardi Gras, like I want to party and everything, and I didn't feel like I was allowed to do that. Now maybe if there's somewhere else that you can go and watch the parades and have more of a party, maybe there's a conversation to be had. But at least where I've seen the parades, it was just like meh, and then it's not like this big extravaganza like it is here. Like you're not getting the 7-layer floats or you know what I mean, like the alligator or whatever it is, the Pontchartrain.
Everything is a Metairie parade. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't even know if I'd go that far.
Everything is a Slidell parade.
That's accurate, at least from what I've seen. Like I said, this is all what I've seen. There's better parades, and this wasn't Mardi Gras Day. This is, just a random Saturday parade.
Yeah.
But even like the random Saturday parades out here are, top-notch parades.
Yeah, if we're talking New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Especially the weekend before. I mean, they're huge. You got all your super crews now. I did want to give them credit, though. I looked it up, and I wanted to get some numbers together. I wanted to compare and contrast, right? I saw the history of it, which basically like they claim they started it or restarted it after the Civil War to lift spirits. Some dude paraded through the streets. I don't know, whatever. I don't care about the story. What I do care about is apparently they have 40 parades. So just based on numbers alone, 40 parades. I thought that was respectable. For 2 weeks. It goes for 2 weeks, just like it does here. Well, I guess you could say ours is a little more than 2 weeks, depending on when you officially say it starts. King's Day is, whatever. We'll get into that later. They have 40 parades. So I looked up how many parades does New Orleans normally have. 80. So just on numbers alone, sheer volume, we double up on what they do.
And that's just New Orleans.
Yeah. That's just New Orleans.
Yeah.
That's not Metairie.
Yeah,
That's not the
theirs
West
is like
Bank. Well,
just
I guess it could be
Mobile.
the-
We have everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's not counting Slidell. It's not counting whatever you consider the New Orleans area, right? Like,
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we've had this conversation before
we might have.
about it, but
Okay, let's get into the game.
let's go.
So, I didn't know. Well, I guess I did know. Like, I've heard a lot of hype about South Alabama. I've heard they're a solid team. I can't remember. They're not a huge underdog in this game.
17 points or something like that?
No. I thought it was like 2 points. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up
Seriously.
while I'm talking. Anyways, so I didn't think they were considered a huge underdog in this game, and I was listening to some guys who cover South Alabama just talking about the game, and man, they feel really confident coming into this game. Like they are really expecting to come in and compete and possibly win. They were talking like they were going to win. It kind of took me back. I'll be honest. I was a little flabbergasted, a little befuddled, a little just. Like, what is happening here? They really expect to win. What are your expectations going into the game? Like, who do you think shines through for Tulane? Just let's talk through it.
6.5.
6.5. Okay, so not 2.
Yeah, I thought it was bigger than that. First off, I'm interested to see how much of a difference in offense there is this year, which I think we've kind of both believed that it's not going to be too much different than in the past. Obviously, you want to see Michael Pratt, but I'm expecting him to just be Michael Pratt.
Sure.
And then I want to see who fills in the roles for the guys you lost. You know, who's the next receiver to step up, who's the running back to step up, and then the same thing on defense. Who's going to be the leader, the next Dorian Williams, the next Nick Anderson? You know, who fills those voids?
Yeah. No, that's fair. I mean, I want to see all the same things. I know that it's supposed to rain. Supposedly it's going to be a rainy night going into the game. Or that's what I've heard earlier. I could be wrong. You know how the weather is in New Orleans. I would expect, if I had to like go into this game with any type of expectations, I would expect, like we talked about, heavy run game.
Yeah.
Heavy run game. Excited to see how the O-line stands up, because the O-line, in my opinion, is one of the strengths of the team. Obviously, from there, you'll see which running backs will fill in and step up. But I think that I'm of a strong opinion that if you have a strong O-line, any running back can get in there and at least give you something.
Yeah.
Do you have a bold take? Because I have a bold take. And it's not going to sound as bold based on everything we've already said, but coming in, I had a bold take.
No.
You want to hear it? Okay.
Yeah.
So my bold take is Michael Pratt's going to throw for 150 yards, 1 touchdown. Tulane's going to win by 20.
Okay. I mean, I can see that especially if it rains.
Yeah.
I got Michael Pratt. Wait. Let's see. Let me come up with a bold take here. I'll say he won't even throw a touchdown.
Okay.
But he has 2 rushing.
I could see that. He does a little like jump.
Yeah. I just want to
roll.
see I want to see the Michael Pratt Jordan logo celebration.
I love it.
Yeah.
Put it on a shirt. Coming soon.
I'm excited, man. I'm just number one, just excited that football's back, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was listening to Maddie's show on my way home this morning, and it just got me excited. Like, I'm ready. I want them to be, because like we've talked about before, we've seen them have one-off seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Not to the extent of last year, but I just want to see them follow it up again, and hopefully you win this week, you get some momentum going in the next week, and we'll talk about next week when we get there, but
yeah.
Either no matter what the outcome of next week is, like that's not going to kill the season.
No, for sure.
Right? So I'm just excited, dude. It's been a while that you feel like Tulane has a real chance at, like, if they are ranked from start to finish.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That's very exciting.
Right?
That's very
like
exciting.
even if they start at 23-24 and end at 23-24.
Yeah.
But stay ranked the whole time, that feels like such a small accomplishment, but
it's massive. I mean, I believe, and somebody can fact check me, I'm not going to go look this up. I believe I heard, and if I recall, they haven't started a season ranked in like decades, and I'm talking like longer than before the undefeated season. Like I'm talking SEC days. Like it's been a long time. So it's impressive. It's very impressive.
I mean, I don't remember. I don't even remember. I'm sure there have been times. I don't even remember that being ranked, period, like in my life before last year.
Yeah.
But I mean, man. I don't know. I'm just excited. Like I don't really have a lot to say because we haven't seen anything yet.
Right.
You know, it's just same thing we've been talking about. You want to see them just pick up where they left off.
Yeah, just set it off. Yeah, so I had a thought too. You know, that's why I brought up LSU and Tulane. Both ranked awesome going into the season for the state of Louisiana. I know obviously we don't cover LSU a lot. We have other guys that do. Not really LSU fans, but man, it's buzzing in Baton Rouge when you get there for an LSU game. Like I've been to an LSU game. It's a fun time. Which team do you think drops first was going to be my question. They both have tough tests out of the gate.
That is tough.
I'll say it. I'm going to outright say it because the reason I asked is I think it's Tulane. I 100% think it's Tulane. I feel bad saying it.
I don't know. I don't know LSU's schedule. I don't know who they play next week.
Grambling.
Okay, so if they get past this week, then they're likely good.
I think they get past FSU.
Florida State is good.
Are they?
I'm telling you, Florida State,
more. You know more about
Florida
the
State
ACC.
is. They should be good.
I feel like this may be like SEC bias, and it feels weird saying that because obviously I'm a Tulane fan, which means I'm not even an SEC guy. But I just feel like no matter how good you are in the ACC, like you don't stack up.
Well, they stacked up last year.
Did they? They did.
Yeah.
They did. Okay, you're right.
So I mean, and they got Jordan Travis at quarterback, who is going to be one of the better college quarterbacks this year. They got some weapons at wide receiver, and I'm blanking on the dude's name, but there's one that's like legit.
But how good were they? So they stacked up against LSU last year,
Yeah.
but outside of that, like, is that a fluke? You know, like
I think they were better last year than people thought they were going to be, for sure. I mean, I don't know how much that's saying, but one of the better teams in the ACC. I'm struggling to remember like exactly where they ended, but they got some guys. Like they have some talent.
Did they open? Was it the opening game last year, or was it like one of the first games last year?
Yeah, that might have been the season opener last year.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm wondering. So I'm going through thoughts. I'm making excuses here. Is it because LSU didn't have their feet under them yet? You know, you had a new quarterback, you had a new coach.
Yeah.
You know,
well, we saw LSU get better as the season went.
That's why
went
I'm
on
thinking.
Last year. And Florida State kind of just. I don't know. This is weird to say, but I feel like they both overperformed and underperformed at the same time, like at certain parts of the season. Whoops. And I don't know, man. They got some guys. Like I hate Florida State, and it's hard for me to really. I don't want to give them any credit at all.
Right.
But I could be realistic, and they got the quarterback, they got the weapons, they got the talent. I don't like Mike Norvell as a coach all that much. And I think a lot of people were surprised that he survived. Like I want to say they rattled off some wins at the end and kind of saved him. And like Miami fans were like, great, you know. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like they got talented players. They're a Florida team that gets Florida players to go to their school. And it's just like LSU. If they get all the Louisiana guys to stay home, they're going to be good.
Right.
If Florida, Miami, if all those Florida schools get the Florida players to stay home, they're going to be good.
Yeah.
So they got the talent. Whether they can keep up with LSU, so for LSU, it's to me it all rides on Jaden Daniels because we saw the ugly Jaden Daniels at the beginning of the season.
He came on strong at the end,
right? And then he's getting the buzz of he's getting Heisman buzz and
he's getting Heisman buzz. I saw something interesting the other day. And I hate to even throw this out there because people did this to a lot of other quarterbacks of his style, I guess you would say. A lot of people are saying he projects as like a third-round wide receiver, or like they don't even think he's going to play quarterback in the NFL. His arm's not that great. Like people are kind of hating on him too at the same time, you know. Like I don't know. Well, like what are your thoughts?
You could see why they would say that at points last year because there was a point last year where he was getting benched, was there not?
You thought about it. I mean,
right?
Or maybe did he get benched for a minute?
I think he did.
Yeah.
And most of his success when he had success early on was on the ground. Like
Yeah.
that's what makes him so good, is that he has that running ability. I mean, it's not like Lamar Jackson running ability,
Yeah.
but it's better. it's upper echelon running ability. So I mean, you could see it, but I don't know, man. Like was Justin Fields all that great of a passer? Is he a great passer?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we're past that point. We should be past that point in the NFL.
I think we should too. I think that the only thing they look at with guys like that can run is like how strong is their arm, right? I don't know if Jaden Daniels has a powerful arm, so to speak. But if he can play with anticipation, I think you should be past that. Like it doesn't take. It takes a brain a little bit. It takes anticipation. It takes timing. Like those are things that I look at the quarterback position. Obviously accuracy, but you can figure it out. If you can move a little bit, things get interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of happened with Deshaun Watson,
Yeah.
and it was one of those situations where it's like the dude just wins games,
Yeah.
and
I'm glad we're talking about this. I got a good subject after this. We're gonna roll right into it.
It's the same thing we talked about some of the Tulane guys last year. Like when when they're on tape, like they just look good.
Yeah.
How they do it may differ, but if the guy can win games and he looks like he can play, like take a chance on him, and
Yeah.
if it doesn't work out, then you'd be like, hey.
I love it. I love it.